Hello and welcome to Elkingham Armory. Today we're going to cut 5/8 by 24 threads for a muzzle brake on the end of an AR-15 barrel and 6.8 SPC. We're going to do this by using machinery handbook and math, thread wire gauges, and a micrometer so we can cut exactly to the numbers. So, the reason that we're going to cut these threads exactly to the numbers is so that they're at the acceptable standard. So any 5/8 by 24 muzzle brake will screw directly onto the barrel without any trouble whatsoever. To do this, we first need to know what our major diameter is going to be. For 5/8 by 24, nominal is 625 thousandths. But you never want to cut exactly to 625 thousandths because the threads are going to be too sharp and too tight, and overfiring can cause it to weld to the barrel. So we look in here and it gives us a range between 623 thousandths and 8/10 and 616 thousandths and 6/10. So we'll write that down. Our OD is 623 and 8 to 616 and there we go, and 6. Okay, so we'll subtract that out. This is where the math comes in. Don't be scared. So we subtract 623/8 and 616/6. That gives us 7 thousandths and 2/10. We'll divide that by 2. It gives us 3 and 6. So the easiest way to get to the middle of our tolerance is to add this number to the lower end of the tolerance, and that'll give us our correct overall diameter. 0.6166 plus 0.0036 equals 620 and 2/10. So that's what we're going to cut the shank to. Now we move on to the pitch diameter, which is the next line over. And here we have a range of 596 and 7 to 592 and 7. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing we just did, and we're going to say 0.5967 minus 0.5927 is 4 thousandths. Half of that is 2, obviously. I'm going to write it down here just for the heck of it. And so we have 2 thousandths added back to here. So our pitch diameter is going to be 0.594 and 7/10. Okay? Now, what we need is our constant. So let me get my thread wire gauges. Okay, so these are our thread wire gauges that we're going to be using. These are number 29, and it tells you in the booklet that 24 threads per inch calls for the number 29. So our constant is 0.05092 over 29 wires. So what we do is we add the constant to our pitch diameter, and we'll get exactly what we need to measure over the wires when our threads are going to be perfect. So take 0.5947 plus 0.05092 and we come out with 645 thousandths and 6/10 over 29 wires. So when we get this into the lathe, when we get threads on it or started, I'll show you how to actually use the thread wire gauges. Basically what we do is we hold them like so, have two on the bottom, one on the top, and then you measure through here with the micrometer. And now that the math is done, let's get the barrel on the lathe and start cutting. Okay, so now we have the barrel dialed into the forejaw. Now I'm always right around 2.5 10,000ths of an inch when I dial them in. We have our cutter set up. We have our shank cut. This is 600 thousandths to here, and our trough here is about 60 thousandths. So the first thing we need to do is we need to cut our lead out and our lead in. Then we're going to touch off on the shank here. Then we'll know what our zero is, and we'll start threading from there. So I have the machine set at 300 RPMs right now, which is fine. I have a smaller machine. It's a grizzly lathe, so I don't want to run it very fast, especially not when I'm doing what I'm about to do now. So here we go. Make sure everything's good. Check. Okay. In we go. So, a little bit of light here. Now I've touched off there. I'm going to bring it all the way over. Make sure I cut all the way to the very tip. Right like that. That's my lead out. Okay? Now, but I've already zeroed it out, so I know where I was. I'm going to come to the other end. I'm going to go back to my zero. There's a zero. I'm going to cut it and bring it in. Now I'm going to bring in an extra 10 thou in just for good measure. And we'll take a look at it. Make sure that the point of our cutting bit is not beyond. And we can actually go a skosh more there. Okay, that'll do right there. So now I'm going to come out. I come back over here. And I'm just going to barely touch off. Let me set my zero here. Now we're going to come in. Just barely want to touch here. Okay? Barely touch. Here we go. There it is, right there. There's our zero. Pull out. Set it back to our zero. Okay, we are properly zeroed out. Now while the machine's running, I'm going to change it to the threading setting. So we're going 24 threads per inch. So on this lathe, we're going to go to C, 3, 2. And we're going to turn the threads on. So now we're set up to cut. Just because one of my favorite instructors loves Daikin so much, I'm going to use some Daikin. This is also called layout fluid. little bit on there like that. That's all you need. We'll just let it run. This stuff does take a little bit longer to dry. Probably the reason he doesn't like it. He's going to love this video. And then we're going to come home. We're going to give it a little air. Hurry this along just a little bit. That'll work. Okay, now I'm going to grab my thread wire gauges. I already have my micrometer, and then we're going to get I'm going to show you the thread pitch gauge. So here is our thread pitch gauge, 24 threads per inch. Now, even though this is a thread that I cut all the time, I do not ever cut without this. So I'm going to make one pass, and then I'm going to check it with this gauge. If all the teeth don't line up perfectly into the threads, something's wrong. Okay? So, we're going to change this to a little bit slower speed. We're going to drop it down to 115 RPMs. Let's just check. Okay, everything's engaged the way it's supposed to be. Now I'm going to take a light skim cut here. Okay, it's going to be very light. The reason being is if you take a light skim cut and you find out, oh no, I'm off, you can actually adjust and get it to the correct thread pitch, or threads per inch, and then it won't matter, because it's just such a light cut, it's not an issue. Okay? So, we're all set there. Okay, here we go. And for this first pass, I don't like to use any oil, so we're going to go right here on number 2. Okay, here we go. There we are, see that? Now as soon as we get to the trough, disengage, back it out, over, bring it back to my 0. It's very important. I'm not going to start going in with this until the tops of the threads are about 20,000ths of an inch. Now the reason we're going to do that is so that both sides of the cutter is going to engage and cut both sides of the thread. So, here we go. And they all line up, we're good to go. So now I'm going to take a bit of a heavier cut and give it just a touch of oil here. Okay, so let's fire her back up again and away we go. So we're going to go all the way around to 2. I don't like to use different numbers because I always know that 2 is my number, I'll never mess it up. Okay, here we go. Okay, so there's one pass right there. Back to my 0. Do another 5. Here we go again. Okay, I'm going to go back, 0, back to my 0 again. I'm going to take another, and here we come again. Right to 2. Here we go. So these first few passes, all I'm trying to do is hog some material out of there and get down into this and get moving. So this is going to be my last big pass, and we're going to take a free cut, and then we're going to get serious about this. And there's my number, here it is again. Okay. Go to my 0. Now I'm not going to move the top. I'm just going to engage, and we'll see how much it actually cuts out of there. See that, I didn't move it, it's still cutting. That's why you do a free pass. Okay? Now, I'm going to come in, back to my 0. I'm going to take 3 this time. Here's my number. There it is. Okay, see how I'm still getting these really big chips? Okay, so I'm going to drop it down to 2 now. Here's my number coming up. Right there. Still a decent sized chip. Okay, back to my 0. I'm going to stop and check and see what these look like, see how close we're getting. I know we're pretty close, but let's just take a look. So, I don't think we're quite to where we want to measure, but we'll see. I'm going to use a dial caliper to see how wide the top of these threads are. I think we're still pretty, well, we're about 24 thou. That's about the only thing I use a dial caliper for on a lathe. So now what we're going to do is we're back to our 0 here. And I'm not going to move anything, I'm going to take a free pass and we'll see how it goes. Give it a little bit of oil. Start further out after I've been measuring, doing something so that I can stop the lathe if I need to before it actually gets into my threads, just for whatever reason. Something might be wrong. I just like having that safety net after I haven't been threading, I've been measuring, been doing whatever. Just makes me feel better. So I'm going to take another 2 thou here. Oh, I missed my number. Now we got to wait till it comes all the way back around. Come on, here we go. We're getting there. Okay. There's my number. Okay. So I'm going to say we're probably there in regards. Probably the top of our threads are probably about 20 thou now, and it's not a hard fast number, it's just a gauge. So now I'm going to lock the top of this so it can't move again. And without moving anything else, I'm going to make another pass and we'll see how much comes off of it. And of course I missed the number, so we got to go wait till it comes all the way back around again. Okay, there's one. Here we go. Here's our number. Right there. Here we go. Yeah, does it every time I lock that thing. It always cuts more. So, clear this off just a little. We'll come back to my 0. I'm going to give it 2 thou right here. Now, of course, because I'm talking and using the air hose, I missed my number again, so I gotta wait for it to come around again. Okay, here's one. Here we go. Alright. Okay. So now we're cutting with both sides of the threading bit. I'm going to give it one more pass here. That was 2. There's 4. Alright, there we go. Definitely cutting them both. Okay, now I'm going 0 now. And you can change the 0 on your DRO if you want to. I don't particularly like to, just because of how it works for me. But if that's what you want to do, more power to you. So, I'm going to take my measurements here. I normally keep this on the top of the lathe. I was probably thinking about doing the video. I'm not paying attention. So, we're going to take our thread wire gauges. I'm going to put them on right like that. Make sure that these two on the bottom are directly underneath the one on the top, because you can get some screwy numbers if you don't. So now we're going to measure with our micrometer, and this micrometer reads to tenths. Okay, so we're looking okay, so, sorry, I had a customer come, had to shut off there. So, we are at 258 thousandths, our target is 645 and 6/10. So, we're going to go in here, we're going to take 2. Got to wait for our number to come back around here. Back to 4 here. That's our 0. Alright, let's clean it off. Have a measure, we'll see how it goes. So we are at 254 and 5/10. So even though I know that I'm 9 thou off, I'm not going to just cut 9 thou and think that's going to be the end of it, because it rarely ever works out that way. So give her a little oil here. We'll give it another 2 thou. Before long, we're actually going to have to start going down to 1 thou at a time, maybe less, depending. But here we go. Oh, wait for our number to come back around. Seeing that size of chip, that tells me it's time to back it down from going 2 thou per pass to 1. I'm going to bring it back to my number. We're going to do a free pass here. We'll see how much it takes out. Okay. Here's our number. right at 649 and 3/10. So we're getting there. Another pass or two, we should be there. But we're going to go nice and easy here because we don't want to overshoot. Roll. Okay. And we're going to take R1. Wait for it to come back around here. Pass and then we'll measure. Take a lot out of there, a little bit. Okay. Okay. So let's see what it says. Right there, it's lined up, and so it's saying we are right at we are right at 247 on the money. I'm gonna just to be safe, just move this around a little bit. Yeah, we were definitely over the correct number. So because we're maybe 1.5 thou over, we're only going to take one more thou out of this and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so about there. All right, and here we go. Here's our number. All right, let's see how it goes. Yeah. All right. It's always important to come back to your number so you know where you were. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of fun trying to figure that out. All right. Okay, let's have a measure and see where we're at. So we are at 245 and 3/10. We were shooting for 245 and 6/10. I'd say within 3/10 is going to work. So now I just want to screw something on there and see how it goes, make sure everything's the way I like it. This isn't the best thing in the world. It's a thread cap that I use to protect threads when I'm bead blasting and Cerakoting. Look at that. You can hear them in there. No wobble. Look at that. All the way down. Perfect. So, the reason that I do this, I've been a gunsmith for 10 years now. Graduated Lassen College Gunsmith School. Worked in the custom shop at Weatherby. The reason I do this is I'm in CNC machinist school right now and learned that for 10 years I've been cutting threads the wrong way. This is the right way. If you cut them to the numbers every time, any 5/8 by 24 will thread directly on here without any interference, any problems. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and catch us next time.